Hello everybody, we are here from St. Augustine today, and on a Sunday afternoon, just showing you the sun. The sun's kind of getting low in the sky. It's just about sunset here in St. Augustine, Florida. Beautiful Sunday afternoon, and this is Castillo de San Marcos right here, one of the big landmarks here in St. Augustine. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. And we're gonna take a look around and see what's going on. Let's explore this little city and see what it has to offer. Alright, so we're gonna go see what's going on. I guess there's some kind of party boat going on over there. I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna head back over this way. We're going to go over towards St. George Street. And we're going to start over here by the city gate, run around this side here. Right into the sun we go. And this is the trolley stops here. The Old Town trolley stops here. And the Red Train trolley stops there as well. Give you tours of the city. That's the historic city gate right there. And this is historic St. George Street. That's a crystal shop right here. A lot of little boutiques, all these little, these are all old stores right here. Some bakeries, cookies, brownies, you name it. There's some bars along the way here. Just all along in here, there's all little restaurants, places to get a drink. Some have live entertainment. I don't really hear a lot of it right now, but it's not one of the busier days too. I've been down here when it's been absolutely crazy. It doesn't seem like it's a real busy day today. So there's that. And middle of spring break too, I was expected to be a little bit more busy, but it's not. So It's not really a bad day here in St. Augustine. Weather-wise, it's great. Crowd-wise, it's great. But it can get real busy, so if you plan on coming here, just, you know, you can expect some really big crowds when you're here. Little seafood restaurant here. Hey, Scary Mary TV, welcome in. And thank you for subscribing for Scary Mary. I appreciate it. And I see you and your husband are in Orlando. I know you ran into John the other day. I kind of saw you. I guess you guys were over at Pirates, ran into each other. And then I guess you ran into each other yesterday at Epcot, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I subscribe to your channel too, you and your husband. And I do appreciate it. Thanks again. Oh, you did get home today. Okay. I thought you might have still been in town. So, gotta hurry up and come back. That's all. You know, I don't think you're far away, if I remember correctly. So, I'm sure you get down here whenever you can, which is good. Me and my girlfriend, who is actually in the room as well, Saturday Parks Live. That's my girlfriend, Michelle. And we get out there. We try to get out there every Saturday. Every Saturday or Sunday, or every Saturday and Sunday on occasion. We get out there to Disney or Universal. And since we couldn't make it out to the parks this weekend, Scary Mary, I figured I'd come out here to St. Augustine to see what was going on. The lay of the land out here in St. Augustine. Oh, hey, Benny. I'm glad you're here, too. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. This right here, Columbia Restaurant, really good restaurant here in St. Augustine. Yes, me and my girlfriend hope that we meet you and your husband. We're in this together, you know, us smaller channels, but a lot of us just doing it for love, you know. Some of us aren't monetized. We're just doing this for the love of it, you know, and kind of combined the whole scooter thing. I'm a former cast member myself, worked over at the parks for 11 years, from 98 to 2010, and have a video production background before I moved to Florida. And then here we are in my later years. I kind of require a mobility scooter to get around. So I figured, why not combine all three of those? My knowledge of the parks, my knowledge of video, and my knowledge of the scooters, and maybe help somebody out that might get to the parks and you know, maybe need a little help. Or, you know, I know I had people in my family when my mom was alive. She was afraid to rent a scooter or get on a scooter at the parks because of the crowds and everything else. So, you know, we just try to inform people and tell them, don't let that fear stop you. You know, it can be done. You know, if you're responsible and with the grandkids because you're afraid to get on a mobility scooter, it's not that bad. I just try to tell people, and we've got some feedback from people too that we've helped them out and you know, made them a little bit more comfortable about renting a scooter or getting on a scooter. So, and that's what our channel's all about, and that's where you know, if we could just help a couple people, we're good. So. Saturday Parks Live again. That's my girlfriend Michelle. It's Scary Mary TV and her wonderful husband, Babe. They just got back from Disney. They spent the day with John yesterday, I believe, and then the day before they ran into John over at Pirates, over at Magic Kingdom. And you and your husband, Mary, seem like you guys really do this and do this for love too. You guys seem like you really enjoy this stuff. So, and I appreciate that as well. And I will spread the word for anybody in my circles to tune in and subscribe to your channel and give you guys some support too. Okay. Thank you so much, Scary Mary. I do appreciate that. And yeah, everybody has that aunt or uncle that is afraid to get on a scooter at the park. So we try to, maybe one of our videos might help them get comfortable and get out and just get on a scooter and spend the day with the family and have some fun. Nobody should miss out on going to the parks, you know, going to Magic Kingdom, going to Disney because they have some kind of mobility issues or something like that. You know, I got arthritis, really bad arthritis, and 2 bad knees that I could walk short distances, but I would never make it through a day at the parks, you know, walking around Magic Kingdom all day if it wasn't for my scooter. So it was either, you know, I'd rather be walking, of course, but it was either get the scooter and get out and have some fun or just sit on the couch and watch YouTube videos of everybody else having fun. So this is where we are now. Me and my girlfriend, like I said, we're pass holders and go out there whenever we can, Saturdays and Sundays, and enjoy ourselves. So. And in the meantime, maybe we can help somebody here or there. I'm going to take a ride in those little shops there. See what's happening. There's a couple of these little places like this that have multiple shops in them over here in St. Augustine, and definitely worth the swing by. Go down the hall here, see what there's a bunch of different boutiques, almost like a little mini flea market, and look at some of the artwork in there, looking pretty good. Bamboo K right here. Got some tropical island wear right here. Pretty good looking stuff, kind of like Tommy Bahama style. But this one is actually called Bamboo K. Here you have. This is called So Good Jewelry.
During this peak and whatever that big light on. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of try to just convey to people, Mary, that the responsible way to be on a scooter too. Like, you don't want to aggravate people, and you're not there to fly past people and beat people to rides or stuff like that, or get around the crowd. If you lower your speed, and every scooter has a speed control, which a lot of people don't realize, they lower the speed control, and you could just kind of keep up with the crowd. Don't go racing around people. You don't want to. That's dangerous, first of all, to do that. And it kind of, could aggravate people a little bit. So just try to keep up with the flow of traffic when you're in the parks, You do see some scooters that just go blasting by people on the outside or on the inside. And, I think, it's kind of irresponsible. Just kind of go to the speed as everybody else. And, we're just all there to enjoy the park together. So. All right, so we're going to head back down this way. Yes, exactly, and that's the whole name of the game, It just kind of drives me nuts when you see people out there abusing the scooters too. You see multiple people. Sometimes you see kids, multiple people riding around on a scooter, which that in itself is unsafe. They can tip over easily, and just use them for what they are. They're just a tool to help you, not get fatigued. A lot of people. A lot of people in scooters, we don't rely on a wheelchair 24/7. We can walk, but, it's just to help you enjoy the day without having any issues and cramping up and all that. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to make it through a day if I didn't have this. So just use it for the tool that it is. It's there to help you enjoy the day and just have fun with everybody else. Hi, Richard. Hey, Richard, while you're here, too, we're going to tell you Scary Mary TV. That's a friend of ours that are in this chat. They also have an excellent YouTube channel. They are fellow vloggers. They do Disney and others. They do hotel reviews and that kind of thing. They have a lot of good content on their channel. So if you want to check out Scary Mary TV, Richard, on YouTube, we would appreciate it. They would appreciate it. Give them a subscribe. I know you enjoy that kind of content, and I think you'll find what they have enjoyable. And this right here is a park at Christmas time. This is when, everybody's probably heard of Festival of Lights. That's kind of where ground zero is of that. They decorate that, hang lights all on those trees, and that park is lit up like daytime at night around Christmas time. All white lights, and there's a Christmas tree in the middle and all that. They usually have some artists selling some goods, but that's the park where the Nights of Lights happens. Yeah, Richard at Beach Fox Life, he's been a big supporter of us from day one, Mary. Very, very good guy, and has a channel. Put some videos of songs. He creates videos, and he actually did a song for us, created a song for us as well. And so he's always, whenever we stream, we could always count on him to stop by. So he's been real supportive of us. Now we're gonna go right back out here along the water. Grilled cheese gallery. That looks pretty good. Voted best grilled cheese in Florida, so that's good to know right there. I'm sure they're online. Might have to check out their website and see what they have to offer. And it's things like this I always tell people, because I almost just did it myself. I almost went off the edge of the curb, so you gotta always watch out for curbs when you're on one of these things. How you doing? That's one of the more popular bars right out here, Tropical Trade Winds Lounge. Thank you, Richard. We do appreciate it. I think you'll find their stuff enjoyable. I kind of have an idea what the content that you like to watch, and I think you'll enjoy their stuff. And there, right there, is the Bridge of Lions. Pretty good view of that here with the sun going down. Stop and take a look at this for a minute. All right, get that set up right there. Look at that. Sorry about that, didn't mean for the camera to dip. And there is the Bridge of Lions. Once again. And then we'll move along here. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yep. Sorry about that.
No, you're okay. Have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you. Little dock here. Let me just be the first time I've ever had the scooter on a dock. I've never been on a dock before with the scooter. So let's go see this little dock right here. It really, you can't ask for a nicer night tonight. It is one of the nicer nights we've had in a long time here in Northeast Florida. As John would say, let's go. I love that guy. Got to have him up to our neck of the woods someday. Fun to be free, John. That guy's changing the whole streaming industry, that guy. He's a one-man band doing it all, and his stuff is amazing. I don't know if he's still out there, Mary. Isn't he the nicest guy in the world, too, when you meet him? If Mary's still out there and her husband? Very impressive guy when you meet him. Yeah, me and Michelle, we got the chance to sit with him at Epcot last weekend. I think it was last Saturday. After he was done streaming, we probably sat for about almost 3 hours. And just the things that he knows and his knowledge, and just, never once mentioned anything about money, doing this for money, or what he's going to make, or what he's just talking about how he could improve his stream, and how much he appreciates everybody that's following him, and just all the knowledge that he has. It's just, he is. I've never met anybody more passionate about the streaming thing than him. It's kind of refreshing. All right, so we'll move around to the other side. You want me to take a photo of you guys? All right, okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I know sometimes it's a little tough with doing those selfies.
You got a short arm?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes more for the fun than the...
Yeah. I got you. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a great night.
You too, thanks.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, you can't ask for any better than this. I know it's probably the last of it, too. I don't know if you guys live down here. It's in a
We
couple.
live in Norman Beach,
Yeah, we're down. I'm from Palm Coast, me and my girlfriend, and so in a few weeks we're gonna be, it's gonna be 105 every day.
Hey, listen, it's better than my friends up in New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
40, 30.
They really did. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yesterday.
I have my brother's up on Long Island too. Same thing. So yeah, and it just seems like it's never gonna warm up there.
And thank God I'm down here.
Yeah. Every day I thank God that I'm here. Have a great night. All right, so we're going to move around here before it gets too dark to show you any of the buildings across the way. And those are all decorated as well when they do Nights of Lights. Pretty much the outline, kind of a la Epcot, the way they do the World Showcase. They outline the buildings with lights. That's kind of what they do to all these houses at Christmas time. They outline them. If you look it up online, I'm sure there's a million videos on YouTube. They outline all these houses here with lights at night. Kind of like you see right there on that one building, but every one of those buildings has those lights all kind of the whole outline all the way up and down the road. Kind of a sight to see. Reflects off the water. Yeah, I hear that, Benny. I thought the same thing. I thought I was kind of a Disney nerd, a really big Disney nerd, but he takes the cake, so to speak. There's some rough terrain. That's a little side note there for people who might be seeing this that come to us for scooter information. If you're going to be using a scooter here in St. Augustine, that there's a lot of rough terrain, a lot of cobblestone, some rough uphill areas that are kind of uneven. You know, like if you go up Disney, you go to ramps and stuff like that at Epcot or TTC. You go up those ramps, it kind of, you know, everything is uniform. But over here, it's a lot of uneasy and uneven terrain, and a lot of cracked sidewalk, and it's a little bit of a challenge on a scooter around here. But it is the nation's oldest city, and you know, the infrastructure is as such. And I know they've, you know, of course they've done work over the years, but there's still some rough patches here and there. And not a lot of ramps at that either. There's plenty of stairs, but so you just you might have to go around the long way sometimes if you're looking for a ramp. If you're in a wheelchair or a scooter, which is all fine. They're all within the area. You could find a ramp, but they're not always located next to where the steps are. And then right here is there's a little bit of a dip from where that lighter asphalt goes to the darker brown, and I bet if you got your wheel beyond that, probably it might tip, end up right in the water. So I'm trying to stay clear of that little lip, because it's probably about a 3 or 4 inch drop. It's enough for you. If you got a wheel down on that, it's enough to make the scooter unsteady, uneasy, where it just may tip. So just be mindful of that if you're up here. Kind of keep your distance. You know, you can kind of see where my wheel is. I don't know if you can see it. I'm pretty close to that area, but yeah, so those are all things just to look out for. And of course, an even bigger drop on this side. You're looking at probably about a 3.5 foot drop there, so that would not be good. And there's no railings here, so just be careful of that. Yeah, see these right here? That's all areas you're not going to want to go off of if you're on a scooter. All these little restaurants along here with a little view of the water. And now this whole street, it happened a couple times. You could also look that up on YouTube. Because I've worked out here in St. Augustine for a few years. And a couple of the hurricanes that came through, there was this whole area right here that we're looking at, this street, was probably waist deep water all the way across into those restaurants and all that. Like you see where those people are standing, see where that brown wall is right there. The water went up probably just about a little over that wall. And a lot of these businesses had to be refurbished, redone. But there's video and things of people going down this area right here on like a kayak, canoe. But it was really bad, really bad. And there's a street right there, right next to that restaurant. It's called Hypolito. That's kind of where I'm parked. A lot of people don't realize that there is a parking garage, not a parking garage, little parking area down there that you can stop. And it's a very small lot. It's you got to pay to park too, and a lot of times it's not spots, but it's worth checking out. Yeah, I would feel safe parking it around here because you know what it is. There's so many people. Like I would feel less safe at parking it in an area where there's not a lot of foot traffic because then it gives people time to, to mess around. So, but there's always a lot of foot traffic in any of these areas. So I would feel real safe parking my scooter here. I would park it up there by the fort, which we're coming up on the fort now. We're gonna let's try to take you around the outside of that area, and but carriage ride would be good. So if I was going to take the carriage ride right there, I would probably feel safe parking the scooter over by where that fella is. Just make sure I didn't leave anything valuable on it. Took my key. I don't think there'd be a problem with leaving it there. But you can see I'm just kind of paying attention here because now you got me thinking. I got that big drop on the left side, you got this little drop on the right side, so it's just stuff to kind of look at. And there's a little party boat right there. And you can see, like I said, that the way the lighting is on that building right there, that's kind of the way it is all the way up and down that strip for the Nights of Lights. I'm going to try to make a U-turn and show the strip without going off this cliff here. Look at this guy. Look at this thing right here. Well, that's pretty cool. And the bridge is up. Have a good night. Bridge just came down right here. And there's the boat that caused the drawbridge to go up. And there's a hotel right there too, this Best Western. Can't ask for a better location right there on the strip. Don't know what the rates are, don't know what it's like, but it's kind of been there for a long time, operating as a hotel. I think under different names and all, but that right there is accommodations. If anybody's ever planning on come up here to St. Augustine, you want to stay right on the strip, that's one of the few places that are right here, and basically come out of your hotel room and you're in the middle of all the action. So the only thing missing is a monorail going through the lobby, but other than that, that's the place to be right there. Best Western. And it overlooks the fort as well. And it's fairly clean. They just refurbished that as well. And I think that took on some damage. So right there it got, has some work done. That's water tours, private tours, sunset tours, dolphin tours, wine tastings. Pretty much have everything covered on that little boat right there. (904-827-7728) looks like, if anybody's interested. Yeah, I'm sure those boats are accessible too. It looks like there's a pretty big and wide area in the back, you know, right back there. So I'm sure it's doable. All right, let's head over by the fort and see what's going on. As long as I don't head off the cliff here. Scary Mary, if you're still there, and your husband, Benny, do you guys plan on coming back anytime soon? Because me and Michelle would really love to run into you and say hello. Pardon me. Thank you. And right here is a ramp to go down to get you over by the fort. A little tight, but very much doable. There's some history right there. Castillo de San Marcos. Thank you, Scary Mary. Yeah, a little something different, you know. I haven't streamed. I think we did one other stream out here at St. Augustine. It was kind of a rush thing. I think we did it during Nights of Light, but it wasn't. It was kind of at night and kind of just popped down here. But wanted to try something different. We couldn't make it out to the parks this week, so I'm going to try to do a few different streams here and there. You know, there is plenty in our area, right in our local area, to do. So when we can't make it over to the to Universal or Disney, try to get out and see some of our local stuff, rather than not have anything at all. Rather than be out vlogging or getting a stream of something. This was built between 1672 and 1695. It goes back a couple years. And thank you for saying that the stream is good. I do appreciate that. And again, those are those areas where they have very rough terrain, very bumpy, and there's not a lot of railings. So just always be looking out for that. You can see how high up we are here. If you went off the cliff, this is probably 15 feet up at least. You don't want to go off of that. Oh, you're welcome, Scary Mary. I'm going to stop here for a minute to catch up on the chat, see if I missed anything. I haven't really been reading along as John from Fun to Be Free does. Been paying attention, making sure I don't go off the edge of the cliff over there, but we made it. And this is this is usually open right here in the daytime. And that's the gate, how you get into. There's like a little walkway over this moat to take you over to the to go inside the fort right there. It's a national monument here. And you purchase your tickets over here. I'm not sure what tickets cost. I could always take a look, see if I see anything that. So it just kind of talks about heat stroke and no firearms and all that on a government property here, government attraction. Hours and fees, there you go. And it looks like $15, 16 and over. It's open from 9 to 5 every day of the year except Thanksgiving and Christmas. $15 to get in. Seniors, you got lifetime passes, $80. And if anybody wants to scan the screen and see what the QR code says, there is a self-guided walking tour. And it says cell phone service is unreliable inside the Castillo. We recommend that you use a QR code before you enter the fort and keep that web page open. And John, fun to be free, will be happy to see this. There is a water fountain inside. So good news, John, if you happen to be watching at some point, they have water and you can get your complimentary cup of water. It really is a beautiful city, especially this time of night, the golden hour, that they call it. You know, it's the boat's docked out there. There's music coming from way out there. I don't know what's going on out there. It's almost like a little party boat or something out. And they do have those. They have booze cruises and and I'll see how far the ramps will let me go. I think I'm kind of limited because it turns to dirt down here. So, and I'm not sure how soft that sand is. And it looks pretty soft. So I'm not going to take a chance. It really is nice the way it's all lit up at night like that. $1600s. It's fascinating. Yeah, you can see. Looks like somebody tried to take something in there, and it didn't go so well. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get up this ramp. I need to boost my speed a little bit. Up the speed, take it off of eco, and hope for the best. Kind of like going up the ramp at TTC. We made it. It's kind of the lay of the land right here, the scooter, and we ain't gonna go that way. That's not gonna happen. And this is all dirt here, so I'm gonna have to go back out the way we came in. You don't realize the ramps and paths and the need for ramps and all that stuff until you have to actually use one of these things to get around, and then you realize that there probably could be more ramps and stuff or pavement in some areas, but it is what it is, and you know, make it work. You know that there's not everywhere you're going to be able to go at one of these, so you just kind of accept it. You know, and if I did really, you know, want to get across up there, I could just park the scooter and take a walk. Can't venture very far. I have to kind of stay nearby because I will need to sit down at some point. There's not a lot of places to sit once you get up there. So, so that's all things you just got to keep in mind. You know, if there was seating, there are seats here and there, but if seats went all the way around, I wouldn't mind taking a walk all the way around the fort, but I don't want to take a chance of getting on the other side of that fort, being exhausted and needing a place to sit, and then there's no place to sit. So, but we'll head back over here this way, and then we'll go right back down St. George Street in the other direction and see how that looks at night. Oh, thank you, Scary Mary. That's very nice of you to say. I just saw your chat now. Like I said, I'm a little bit behind paying attention to the lay of the land here. But no, I do appreciate that. Yeah. It was great to sit and spend time with John, and I know we would enjoy spending time with you and your husband. You know, just seeing you guys on the video, you could just tell when I saw your face, and you know, he looks like the kind of guy I could definitely sit and chat with as well. And you know, we all have that same kind of love for what we do and living our best life. You know, we're all, like I said, we're all in this together, trying to make things happen and doing what we love to do. I know we could all spend some money on these crazy hobbies and, you know, on merch, go to the parks, but it's all, you know, there's worse things. Could be spending money on worse. That's what I always say. I'm glad I don't gamble on sports. How about that? So the money I save doing that, I'll buy a Mickey shirt or a Walt Disney World shirt here and there, or a hat or something like that, and gear to try to improve our streams. Like, we came a long way on these streams. First we started streaming, they looked horrible. Hopefully this stream going out looks pretty good tonight. I think we're still pushing 1080p. I'm showing really good, really good bit rate. So yeah, we're doing good. I know that it's probably looking pretty good. So I know we're going out at 1080p, so, and I'm happy with that. Not 4K, but not many people are doing that, so I'll settle for 1080p on the stream. And I don't think it's breaking up. It shouldn't break up that much. You see the bridge lit up at night too. That looks pretty good. Mary, did you guys like I said, I don't think you're very far. I don't want to ask you where you're located. I don't, unless you want to say where you're located. But did you guys fly or drive? Hi, horse. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? What is the name? Happy? Happy. How you doing? Look at Happy. I wish I had an apple or something to give you. I don't have anything. Oh, look at him. Does that mean he's happy? What's up, Happy? You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Gorgeous horse. I'll see you, Happy. You too. Thank you.
I don't know. Think about it.
Your cart looks great too. Love it. You have a card? I got a little live stream going. I'll tell people about you if they come to St. Augustine to look you up. All right, come see Happy the horse. There you go. Well, have a good night.
I'll let you run.
And that's this is his card right here. And come see his little horse, Happy. He's got a little QR code there if you wanna, if anybody wants to scan that and see. And Happy looked pretty cool. I see what you wrote. You said bring him home. Yeah, Happy was pretty cool. I was just afraid, afraid to get nipped, but look at this guy. I think he's trying to stand still so I don't see him. He's trying to fool me. I'll see you later, buddy. These carts are really nice.
She's a spotted dragon. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just trying to get a shot. That's all.
No, that's not a cookie. We gotta step up. We got carriages coming in.
Yeah. Look how nice. Yeah, it's decorated. This little guy right here. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Whoa. Got a big head. Your head is big. Look at you. Look at you. How's everything going? Doing good? If I had a carrot, I'd give you a carrot. I don't have one. I know. I don't like that either. You looks like you have like a little unicorn thing on your head. You know that? You got a unicorn. I like your little unicorn thing. Did you have any good food while you're in town? Eat at some of these places? No? I know. I bet you stopped over at the distillery. They make gin over there. You have some of that gin? All right, I'm gonna move along. Have fun with your little unicorn. He's a unicorn. See his little horn?
Oh yeah. You're welcome.
I love the unicorn on top of his head. That's awesome.
One and only.
They're all lined up over here. Look at this guy. How you doing, bud? Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Your cart looks great.
Thank you.
Even the floor's lit up. Yeah, I love the gallop sound too. That's a big horse.
about 18 and a half, almost 19 hands tall, and right at 1,900 pounds. My shoulder is 17 hands. It's kind of hard to tell when we're standing down here. But you can see my shoulder's 17 hands, and his withers is definitely higher than my shoulder.
All right,
I say
Benny.
17 hands.
I'll say goodnight too. I just noticed that you say goodnight. Have a good night, Benny, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. What's the horse's name?
Prince.
Prince. Oh, there you go. Now he's much bigger than the other ones along the line here, right? He seems like he's real big.
As I'm telling them, he's a Percheron.
He's a what?
Percheron was a heavy draft horse from Clydesdale with a Budweiser horse.
Okay, I was going to say, is he in the Clydesdale family?
Breeds from different parts of the world, but the same size. Clydesdales originated out of Scotland. Percherons come from France. This is a Shire out of England, and a Belgian, of course, comes from Belgium. And all four were the heavy draft horses. They go the bulk and the muscle, plus the height, and all about the same size. Now, breed actually originated from about Perche, River Valley, in Normandy, France. So they're actually pronounced Percheron. But we know Americans never pronounce anything correctly, so we call them Percherons.
Oh, okay. Wow, yeah, man, that's big.
And again, to give everybody back home an idea how tall he is, I'm 6'7".
Yeah.
So on his level, it shows how much massive he will.
And he don't even have his head straight up either. His neck probably goes a little higher, right?
If he lays his head up even higher, he's even taller. But if he lowers it, he's as tall as I am.
Wow.
That's why we always measure to the withers. Because some horses raise their head up or down just based on their mood. You can't really measure to the head. You got to measure the more consistent point.
Right, yeah.
And also how high off the ground the rider would be. Because of where the saddle sets. So it's a more appropriate measurement.
Now they wouldn't really be. Would they be a good riding horse to saddle and actually ride like that?
Guys.
Oh yeah.
I've not ridden him yet, but I have ridden ones this size. But just because we haven't had a chance to ride him yet. They say he does ride.
How old is he?
About 19, 20 years old.
Oh wow.
A little bit better than middle age for a horse.
Uh huh.
The average horse is about 25 to 35 years. 15 is about middle age, give or take.
Yep.
But their middle age is better than our middle age. Our middle age, we start feeling everything wrong in our body.
Yeah, yeah.
For them, it's closer to the prime of their life, so the better shape that we are, best state of life.
Oh, wow.
Being a prey animal as a species, they need to be, otherwise they don't live much longer than middle age.
Yeah. He looked at you. He said, "What are you talking about?" Now, in the summertime, the heat, is that an issue for them? Does it?
Not as much as people think.
Really?
They handle the heat better than we do.
Oh wow.
We've had several drivers pass out from the heat out here in St Augustine. We have not had any, knock on wood, horses pass out.
Wow, that's crazy.
As long as they're being hydrated and they're sweating and the breeze coming off the ocean here.
Yeah. The air is very. There's always a breeze here. Yep.
And we also don't come out if it's 95 degrees or above.
Oh, okay. I was wondering that.
105 or above.
Okay.
Back in 2023, there were several days in a row, for several weeks in a row, where we didn't come out until after 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, really?
Because even after the sun went down,
Yeah.
it still didn't drop below that.
Yeah, the summers get crazy.
I just said it. Heat index temperature until after 8 o'clock.
Right. Wow, look at him. It's beautiful. My goodness. You have a card too? You have a card?
I do
well,
not.
me and my girlfriend, because we're local. We live in Palm Coast, so one of these days we'll come up here and we'll take a little ride with them.
Country carriages. If you look up online, I apologize.
It's called Country Carriages?
Country carriages. You can see the sign right there.
Okay. And anybody watching too, if in case you're interested in coming to St. Augustine, Country Carriages, 904-669-8619. You can say hello to, what's his name? Prince. And what's your name?
Joe.
Say hello to Prince and Joe and come ride their little cart. Look at Prince is a good-looking horse.
The walk-up rides are $100 for up to 4 adults.
Okay.
40 to 45-minute ride.
All right.
More than 4 people for shared rides and $25 per adult for everybody 12 and up. Children 5 to 11, $10 per person, and 5 to 3.
Oh, okay.
Minimum of $100 for additional 4 people from time to time. It is cash only. You just pick whichever carriage you want to ride with.
So it's 100. It's not 100 a head. It's 100 for all 4 people.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the city set the prices, so the price is going to be the same no matter who you go with. But the only thing the price does not include is a tip for your driver if we do a good job.
Okay.
So all work for somebody else.
Yeah.
We're all fucking commission and tips.
Yep.
They're not $100 for the ride, cash only. Like I said, you just pick up who you want to ride with, and you pay at the end of the ride.
Awesome. That's good to know. Yeah, because like I said, we're local. When me and my girlfriend, she's been wanting to do one of these too. So we'll come up here and we'll come see you one day.
Well, it is a fully
Hope-
narrated tour where we talk about the history of the area, the entire ride, also points of interest that we see along the way. Because for a quiet ride, in this case, believe it or not, we can be quiet.
Yep.
Despite popular opinion now, I can be quiet.
Do you go over? You go as far as like the mission?
We go here
The-
to the city gates.
Yeah.
We left on Orange Street right there. Another left on Cordova, right there Potter's Wax Museum. And we wind our way through the city to St. Francis Barracks. And
Right.
Go back Riverside to the Bay Frontier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good little ride.
Mission because it's too far past the city gates.
Yeah, but that's a good little ride there. You're covering quite a bit of stuff.
Like I say, and 40 to 45 minutes can be longer, can be shorter, depending on how fast the horse walks or
Yeah.
the traffic you've got in.
Wow.
You want some more treats?
Oh, there you go. Well, see you, Prince. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Have a great night.
And this is his carriage right here. Well, that was interesting. Very enlightening. What'd you think of that horse, babe? Saturday Parks Live. Pretty cool, right? That was Prince. He's in the Clydesdale family. That thing was huge. My goodness. Considerable difference from the other horses. There was all those horses along the way were like, you know, almost like thoroughbreds. I came across him and he was just like almost looking up at him like a skyscraper. That was a big horse. That was nice having Benny with us. I don't know if is Mary still here. Did Mary take off too? Hopefully she's still around. If she's not, I do appreciate it that she was here, stopped in and supported us. This is very dark here. I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna cross over here. And then I'm going to take St. George Street back, and then I think we'll wrap it up. So, we've got about another, maybe about another 10, 15 minutes of the stream. If anybody wants to hang in there a little bit more, or if there's something that you want to see, let me know. Can make it happen. Now the whole trick is to cross here without getting run over. All right, now this is a rough little area here because there's no crossing thing. So you're on your own right here. So you just got to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen right here. I think we're good. And we should have a light here, 5 counting down. Oh, I did see now. I just saw in the chat that Mary did leave us. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't see her leave. I'm sorry about that. I would have said goodbye. All right, I'm going to cross here. We're going to go down St. George Street and wrap it up. I'm glad you're still in the chat there, Richard, and I'm glad you popped in. We could always count on you to kind of show up and support us, and we really do appreciate it. You've been with us since day one, and we do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Look at this car. I think sounds pretty mean right there. And then you see there's a restaurant right out there. It looks like I can't really read the name of it, but it's a little outside restaurant. I'm gonna see if I could swing around that way, take a look at what that is, and let you know. Rena looks like tequila. That's a pretty nice little place there. Got the upstairs. All right, so I'm gonna march on over here because got some band music playing. I'm trying to get out of here without having some music hit me. So I'm gonna try to cross up over here, and we're gonna try to make this happen. Thank you. And cross over right here, and we're gonna get back over to St. George Street.
Well, we can't have it.
Well, I did talk about the park. There's the park right there. Bonita Boutique. Yeah, I would have muted it. Hopefully I made it through there without any issues. It was kind of a band playing. They were jamming, so I don't know if it really was identifiable as anything. I really didn't recognize what that was. So, and then here, this is, I believe that might be, is that a hotel? Treasury on the Plaza. And here's the church right here, the cathedral. And you see the stained glass out here. Beautiful, beautiful church. Pardon me. Thank you.
Honestly, I have no idea. What? I have no idea where anything is. I don't either.
I don't think it's open. You can kind of see inside there.
Am I still in?
She tells everyone her age, where she
I'm
lives,
Jacob.
if you want, and Jacob.
Don't tell them I didn't.
And then this is the that's the park right there across the street. And this is the beginning or the end, or whatever, however you look at it, of St. George Street. And this will run all the way down to the city gate on the other side. So, I'm going to slow my speed down a little bit going through here. You think I should try to see if, I don't know if it's open, babe. As Saturday Parks Live says, she thinks that the ramp is to the left from the front door. Wow, it just was, but I don't think it's the lights are on inside, but I don't think it's open. You know, I mean, it's possible, but I didn't think it was. I didn't really see anybody moving around there. There was a pretty big gap in the door, and I could see inside. I didn't see anybody in there. A lot of interesting little trinkets over here. Another band playing. That's what's going to happen now. Going all the way back, there's going to be some bands playing. And this is that same line of clothes that we saw earlier. There's Bamboo K. That's what this is right here. Kind of looks very, very similar to Tommy Bahama. Probably a little bit cheaper, I would think. But there's some merch right here. And even the little tiki guy right here. And there's always a line right there for that pizza place right there, Pizza Time. They have really good pizza. It's probably like some of the better pizza in all of St. Augustine. And there's always a line out the door, though, at that place. And they close pretty early, because that happened. I think that's happened to us, babe. And remember we were trying to get a piece of pizza there, and they closed pretty early. But Pizza Time. Yeah, it's just going to go from one band to another. Prohibition Kitchen. All right, try to get through here. I think if we get past these areas pretty quickly, I think we should be all right. And I think if I'm, as long as I'm talking, and I think that might help out a little bit. So I don't know if you could hear it really good because it was inside. So hopefully you really can't hear it. Don't know. And this is just a 5 and dime. Right here. Go ahead. I'll pop in there real quick and just see what they have. And you're right on down the back down St. George Street. we're parked about halfway down. We're going to be on the. It's going to be right up here on the right-hand side. So, yeah, Richard, the white sunglasses. Pretty quiet tonight for a Sunday, a nice night like tonight. You know, sometimes it gets could be real busy, especially on a Friday or Saturday. It gets kind of crazy down here, but. And this is another little set of shops right back in here. Spanish Plaza, medieval torture. Look at this guy. Torture Museum. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Only in St. Augustine. It smells pretty good back here. I guess there's some kind of Cuban bakery back in there. I do smell it, and I guess there's right there would be a little ice cream and bakery back in there, and smells good. If there was smell-o-vision. And here, right here, is the city gate that we just went through earlier. That's a pretty good shot of that. Still there. Still looks quite similar. All these shops are closed at this point, but you know, little kitty waving right there. It goes back pretty deep in here. It's a good place, I guess, if you were to come and hide. If you were out here and it looked like there was rain coming or something like that, this would be the place to go. All right, so we'll make a turn. No ramp. Cubic. All right, so that was that. There's a few of those little those places like that up and down here. Now there is also that's kind of where the parking is, halfway down there. But I'll come down. If you go this way, there's a little bar down here, right on the very end, on the right hand side. And it's been there forever. It's a good little place to go get some drinks, and I believe it's Scarlett O'Hara's. I don't know if the name has changed any, but that's where that is located on the end. But I might have to check it out because. Place is called the Tipsy Duck. D-U-C-K. There's a restaurant right here, and this is coming up on this is not Scary Mary's. I'm thinking of Scary Mary that was in the chat before. This is Scarlett O'Hara's up here. Yeah, I believe it's still called Scarlett O'Hara's. Yeah, Scarlett. Oh, it looks like it's called the Scarlett House. Yeah, so it's called the Scarlett House. Just to kind of give you an idea, there's a menu here. Got basically some bar food. I guess this time of night, probably a limited menu. Alright, so we'll head back that way. There's some music playing, so again, try not to get tagged with anything, playing anything on here that's not supposed to be played. Bourbon Street. right there. They're very tranquil, very peaceful this time of night. Again, come on a Friday, Saturday night, it's a totally different scene. But on a Sunday night or come in during the week, it's quite peaceful and relaxing. Let me just catch up on the chat real quick and see what's going on there. It looks like I'm all caught up. Yeah, I see what you're saying. We did miss out on the pizza. I'm behind there. And then Richard said I need those white sunshades. Yeah, that place was a little tight in there, so I wanted to take a look around, but it was just real tight. So had to abort that mission. And so it seems like anywhere I go tonight, I'm not going to be able to get away from any music. So, but it is what it is. That happens, and that's just what happens, you know. And people have music cranking, and you're just gonna always. You're gonna only be able to eliminate so much music, but I'll just have to cut this up and edit it to the best that I could, and keep it from getting any copyrights. So, but we're gonna continue on over here, and we'll just make a left, go down here a little bit, and then we'll call it a night. So it goes down another little bit here, just as far as the city gates right up ahead, and there's just all little shops all along here. Thing right over there. So there's a lot of little places to grab a bite, have a drink, catch some entertainment. Looks like my bit rate dropped a little bit over here in this area, so I might be you might be losing the signal. So that worked out good. Kind of past that place right in between songs. And then again, we'll just go up here a little bit, and then we'll make a U-turn. Yeah, so all these places are. And they're hard to get in. Like a lot of these places right here, just steps. So, you know, one of those things you have to definitely parking outside and walking in. But you know, a couple steps in, you're good to go. But it's definitely a lot of these places are they're closing right about now. There's very few things open except for the bars. Got some bars and restaurants that are still open, but that's about it. And you know, they're probably going to be open until about midnight or so too. So I wrap it up. Hat Company. Right here, Panama Hat Company. All right, we're pretty much at the end here, so we're going to make a U-turn. We'll start heading back over to the car. We'll wrap it up here, and that'll be it. We are almost at the end. You can see the cars going by. That's the city gate that we just saw that in that photo. We'll take a look at that. Take a look at the city gate, and then we'll make a U-turn. That'll be it. Wrap it up for the night. So right here it's Seafood Company, the Colonel Quarter Seafood Company. A little outside area as well. So even they're wrapping it up too. And there is I see there's a wheelchair sign back there. It is accessible. It goes pretty far back in there. So that's something to keep in mind back there. Sweet Spot ice cream shop. Bimini Bay. Shirts right here, $20. Not bad. Very light. And there's a stage back there. You can see there's another restaurant here. This is the Colonel Oak Music Park. So, I'm sure earlier tonight there was some music going on back there. You see a stage. And here's a calendar. And then we'll just follow this right down. There's a couple more shops, and there's the end. This is Milltop Tavern, very good place too, as far as if you want to have a cold beer, get some music. This place has been around for a while. It's always a good place to stop, and usually have some good entertainment. Usually just somebody playing the guitar or something like that. But it's always worth the stop. Check it out. Wow, they got Dole Whips at this place right here. Dole soft serve float. Look at that. Who knew? And you got even though there's music playing in the background, there's some Dole Whips back in here, some Dole Whip action over here in St. Augustine. Who knew? Look at this Christmas tree set up back here with some Easter eggs. That's kind of interesting right there. Combination of two holidays. It's Easter egg, Easter Christmas tree. Interesting. Very pastel-y colors on it. And this is it's a ghost encounter place right here. Buy your ticket and probably take you. I know a couple of these places, they do pub crawls and all that kind of stuff. Ghostly encounter, 90-minute walking tour, 7 nights a week. And there are supposed to be some haunted places out here in this town. So, little draft place there, place to get a burger. Been there a few times. Good food all around. Pretty much every place down here has really good food. Right here. Candy apples. That looks good. And then right straight ahead, City Gate, and that would be pretty much the end or the beginning, depending on how you look at it. And we'll make a U-turn here and head back. Yeah, Richard, I appreciate it, and thanks for tuning in tonight. I do appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate that, buddy. There's the City Gate right there. Yeah, yeah, definitely. In the fall, just let us know. You're not gonna have to talk me and Michelle into meeting you out there. That's for sure. We're always ready to go to the parks. Yeah, she's right about that. I could see myself doing a lot of streams by myself from Disney and Epcot and Universal and all that. So I can see that happening this year. Right here on the end. Look how old that is. This is old, just as old as the fort. But yeah, we'll look for you next time, Richard. We're sorry we missed you when you were at Disney a few weeks ago. I don't know how we missed you, but we did, and would have been nice to run into you. I think that was probably about 2 months ago you were at Disney. So a lot of great smells in all these little places right here. So, but yeah. So when we're not at Disney, we're usually over at Universal. So we're at either one of them. This was just a little something different this week. So if you're gonna go to Universal, you're not gonna have to convince us. We're always ready to go there. We're always ready to go to Disney. So just let us know. You were there for 2 days. Yeah, those are the days that we don't, I'm trying to get away from that music. I'm going to go around a long way to the car. But yeah, those are the days that we don't, because of our regular jobs and all that. So, that's the only time that you won't see us there. But yeah, when you're coming, if you give us some notice, we'll get a couple days off during the week. We'll just meet you. We'll meet you at Disney. I don't know if you have Universal passes as well, but we'll meet you at either one. I prefer to go to Disney. Michelle prefers to go to Universal, so we always have that battle. And but I'll settle for Universal every once in a while if I had to. Now with that new park opening up, we got Epic coming. We're gonna probably be out there a couple times, and enjoying Epic Universe. But we're gonna let the crowds die down at least through the summer because it's gonna be nuts. But once we get towards the end of the summer, Epic Universe will probably be okay to go to, and then so we'll be spending our time at Disney in the meantime, and that's what we'll be. And like Michelle said, I don't know if she's going to be doing it a lot because of the heat. I hope that's not the case, but I prefer not to go to the parks alone. But we have to do that to just get some streams and get some vlogs going. We'll be at Disney or Universal, either one. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't allow us to, to do it during the week. So, Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna shut it down right here over at the gate because I keep going down there. There's a few places that are gonna have music. I'm trying to avoid that, and we're gonna go to the city gate. We'll wrap it up. Oh, is that what you have, Richard? But you do have passes though, right? You have I'm trying to Little bar in there too. Yeah, that's but you know what? The 70s are going to be short-lived. We're not going to have a lot of 70s remaining, you know. It's going to be very, very soon. We're going to be coming up onto some real hot weather, and I don't really see us. We're going to probably be not. If I'm not going alone, I'm probably not going to be at the parks because there's going to probably be some days, like I just mentioned, that we're going to lose Michelle. Unless we find a way to keep her cool. And that's the thing. I'm working on some things. Getting some neck wraps that you could ice down and little portable AC units. And we'll get something figured out for her. And you see the fort right there. Yeah, the Pixie Pass, or Pixie Pass, and then the Pirate Pass. So this little area back here. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and you know the Pirate Pass has a lot of blackout dates, so we don't do. You know, we have the Sorcerer's Pass, which is going to be the next one down, and it has really the only real blackout dates that we have are going to be the week of Christmas, and the week of Thanksgiving are the two main. That's the times that we can't go, but you really don't want to. You don't want to really go to the parks during those times anyway. You know, those are two really busy weeks that you kind of want to avoid, and so we don't go anywhere near that. Here's, try to take a look back here, so you don't. I mean, the music's playing. I should probably mute it for a second. Let me just mute this for 1 second here. All right, I think we're back on. So I just had to get through that music area. Yeah. Trust me. I'm researching a few things, trying to get her some stuff, get her a few things to keep her cool, and so that we don't lose her this summer. You know, it got to be a little hot last year. There was a few days, so we found ourselves going in, you know, spending a lot of time in a lot of AC. You know, Hall of Presidents and that kind of thing, Carousel of Progress, and we were doing a lot of things. We found ourselves spending a lot of time inside, so that's just one of those things. But there was just a few days like that were real bad. When they opened Tiana's Bayou Adventure, it was a little bit crazy, and so that was a day we pretty much spent the whole day going back and forth between AC rides. All right, I've got some more music coming up, so I'm gonna have to mute it for 1 second here. Go past this area. Hang on 1 second. was actually really good. They were pretty good band in there playing a little Fleetwood Mac. But yep, just can't have that messing up the gum. I'm over near where the car is parked. I'm gonna wrap it up and get back over to the car and start to shut everything down and get everything put away. I'm gonna try to use. I think there's a restroom back that way. I'm gonna try to see if that's. I don't even know if that's still open. The last time we were here too, the restroom. They closed the restroom pretty early, and we couldn't make it to the. So I'm gonna go see if that's open. Yeah, I agree. There's plenty of areas that could use a canopy, you know. So there's more music coming back there, and I don't know if there's going to be any profanities with that music. So let me just try to get over here. I might have to mute it again because I think there was some profanities before. I'm going to mute it for 1 second here, just so I think we're good. Get ready to wrap it up, and head over to the car, try to use the restroom. All right. If not, I'll just keep buzzing around.
Attracted to his purse because 20 years younger from me. But she has boyfriend.
All right. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Well, I'm gonna wait. You know what? I'm gonna wait one more. If we go 1 more minute, we got 1 more minute to make it a full 2-hour stream. So let's go 1 more minute. 150. Looks like I've been on for 159. So we'll go 1 more minute. Bring it up to an even 2 hours. Get over. Throw the scooter in the car. Well, I'll say goodnight to you too, babe. Saturday Night Parks Live, so be right back. But I'll wrap it up and head over to the car.
A bit farther away from
All
me,
right.
from the lightning.
Yeah, and then we'll just stream. We'll stream next week over at the parks. Or not next week. The week after, we'll be back over at the parks, streaming there, and it'll be either one, Disney, Universal, or we'll pick one, and we'll go from there and get the stream going. Probably do a few more. Try to do at least one a week and get that going. So, but we'll wrap it up. And thanks for spending a little time. And we'll see you next time from over at the parks, probably. All right. I guess I'll try watching this after the fact. We appreciate it. Thanks for spending a little time with us. We're riding around, checking out St. Augustine. So hopefully it was informative and fun and enjoyable. We've been out here for about 2 hours now, and we look forward to you stopping in and seeing us in the future. Make sure you subscribe and like and all that stuff. Do all the good stuff. We appreciate it, and thank you for all the support. Thanks for Scary Mary TV stopping in. Check out Scary Mary TV on YouTube. Check out Fun to Be Free on YouTube. 2 great channels. They do a lot of theme park and a lot of resort stuff. You'll find their content amazing. Both very professional and up-and-coming channels that are going to be all the rage here shortly. So both of those channels, Scary Mary TV, Fun to Be Free, and Richard. Make sure you check out Beach Fox Life as well. Beach Fox Life on YouTube. So those are 3 channels right there if you want to check out. They're all up-and-coming channels that are doing really well. Very professional. So thank you for watching. See ya.